Thanks for popping in. I think you're going to like this episode regarding Lyle Lovett. And a big bonus was seeing Russ Kunkel and Lee Sklar on the stage with him. What a night.
Children, it is plain. God knows if a preacher preaches long enough, even he'll get hungry. He'll say to the Lord and praise Him. It's time to dinner now. Let's go. We got some beans, some good long bread. Listen to what the preacher said. To the Lord and praise Him. It's time to dinner now. Let's go.
What a night indeed. I have to say that may have been one of the best overall, all-around evenings at a theater to hear Lyle Lovett and his big band, and to hear Lee Sklar and to see Lee Sklar. I actually got to meet him after the show. I'll talk more about that a little later. But also to see Russ Kunkel playing drums, Lee on the bass, and just the whole group that Lyle brings in this show that he does with his large band was absolutely it was some of the best money I think I've ever spent to go see a show, and I cannot encourage you enough to go to see Lyle Lovett as he's touring, if he continues to tour. I think Lyle is I think in his late 60s now, maybe. I know he has some twin young'uns that he's had late in life, but the show, from the time he walked out to the time that he ended and came back out and did for the encore, If I Had a Boat, was just a joy just to sit and listen to all of the songs, the stories. I really just enjoyed the evening that night.
Lord, that praises me. It's time to dinner now. Let's go. Let's go. Got some beans, some good strong bread. Now listen to what the preacher said.
I actually took my wife to see the show. She only knew a couple of the songs, and she really didn't even know like the names or any of the details of them. But she's heard me play the songs through the years, and like when we travel, we'd put on some of his music, just enjoy the open air of his lyrics and how it's just a really, I don't know how else to say, just a joy to listen to him. When we got our tickets, the interesting thing was we bought our tickets on the aftermarket. I think StubHub was the one that we used, and her ticket didn't come through. So we had two tickets that were in the actual artist circle, which I will tell you was well worth it. But she ended up sitting about 6 rows back. So I was in the artist circle, 2 rows from the actual stage itself. And then she was, you have like a little walkway and then 6 rows. So the tickets that she had were not bad, and it actually turned out that she was sitting next to the family of the steel guitar player. So it was a neat thing for her because she got to meet them. They were from the Chattanooga area, and we know quite a bit about Chattanooga being from Tennessee. So that was kind of a neat thing. And then later in the show, I went back and sat with her. But some of the video that you're seeing, I shot, and then other portions of it, she actually took, and so I've combined them both. So that's why you see some of it really close and some of it far away. But the show, one of the things that really stood out to me, aside from the fact that he sang his really big songs that were great, they were just like you would expect, and even as he has matured, as a lot of us have in the middle-aged musicians era, his vocals were still really strong. And it could be that he's always done songs well within his range, and he's kept himself in good shape vocally as well. But it was his very first song that he did was Pass Me Not, and that one was a little on the edge from being vocally okay, but it was a pretty good warm-up too as well. But once he got into the other songs, it was fantastic.
Ride on my boat, and we could all together go out on the ocean. I said, meet up on my boat, on my boat. And if I were Gordon Rogers, I'd sure would not be single. I couldn't bring myself to marry an old lady. It just made me enter. Go right through the morning, they went by a boat, and on the sea we sailed. And if I had a boat, I'd go out on the ocean. And if
To see the admiration that Lyle had for all of the band members, not just Kunkel and Sklar, but everyone, for his horn section, to his guitar players. It was really like you were at a family dinner, and they were just chatting. He would take time to speak with different members of the band and ask them questions, and especially since several of them had family members in the area. Obviously being in Tennessee, they had a lot of folks that came over to that. Some of them live there in Nashville as well. But it was really interesting just to hear him chat it up with the different band members. And he made sure that he spoke with, I believe, if I recall, he spoke with every single band member. He may not have spoken to all of the background vocalists, but they were as much a part of the show as Lyle was, and I'm sure that was on purpose. But the entire process of how he would speak and just carry on a conversation, a very casual conversation. It wasn't staged, or it didn't feel that way anyhow. It just felt like he turned to one of the members and would ask them, so how are you enjoying the tour, and what has been your favorite part of the tour? It's been kind of odd. I've never seen it happen like that, but it was really cool. And it seemed to elicit this idea of mutual respect between the band members, not only and Lyle, but between each other, and how that they were encouraging of each other as well.
this old boy is like a big old red and white bird.
I suspect a lot of people would go to a show like this and expect that his big songs like Church or If I Had a Boat and That's Right, I'm Not From Texas, or You're Not From Texas, I'm not, of course I'm not from Texas either. I would expect that those would be the songs that really impacted people, but the interesting item that came out of this particular show, because my wife had heard those songs as well, but she was, and as was I, we were equally affected and impressed and enjoyed the songs that we didn't know. One of the funny songs was about his two twins when they were, I think, maybe 2 or 3 years old, and they were on the bus. They were all traveling. I think the kids would travel with them, his wife. And the kids decided, for some reason, as kids will do, to strip down totally naked and run through the bus screaming, "We're having a naked party." And so I'm presuming that after they corralled the kids and got some clothes on them, since they were on the bus with maybe people that shouldn't be seeing them that way, Lyle eventually wrote a song called "The Naked Party," and my wife, that one was her favorite of all the songs he did, I think. After the show was over, we were leaving, and we knew that Lee Sklar was going to be kind of coming out and doing like a book signing. He's written a book, and I did not buy the book. It was a little out of my price range at this present time, but I did go over and speak to him. Had a couple of pictures made with him, and he was incredibly kind. Not a lot of people were there to talk to him. I guess being a sideman, Lee Sklar, Russ Kunkel, Neil Peart, people like that are the behind the scenes, the workhorse guys that really make the headliner artists sound as good as they do. I've always been partial to those folks, and that's what my dad was as well. But Lee was very nice, and I just told him, said, "Hey, I've really enjoyed following your career as a minor bass player myself. What a blessed life you've had." And he said, "You're right, I really have." And I also told him I didn't realize that Russ Kunkel was going to be there, and he elaborated a little bit on that. They've been playing together off and on for 50 plus years. Most of you will remember, or maybe you won't, but if you don't know this, Russ and Lee were on James Taylor's Fire and Rain release, and that really set the ball rolling for both of them. I believe Lee lives in Minnesota or Wisconsin now, and I think Russ Kunkel is down in the Florida Keys. I know that he and Scott Kirby have hung out some together down there, so I may be off on that. Russ could be in California for all I know, but I do know that at one point in time there was a song that Scott Kirby wrote that he references Russ in it, and Russ even did some producing, I believe, for Buffett. Maybe even played on some of the records. I'd have to go back and confirm that. But all in all, a fantastic night. There was just nothing wrong with that concert. It was enjoyable. The mix was perfect. The whole evening was just absolutely well worth the ticket prices and more, quite frankly. So if you get a chance to go see Lyle Lovett and his large band, I would encourage you to do it. It could be a family affair. Just a lot of great music that come out of that guy, and I think that as he continues to tour, if he continues to tour, he will continue to have a lot of people that want to go and see him time and time again. Thanks so much. Keep playing. Stay in tune. Talk to you soon.
Thank you, Lord, that praises me. The time, now let's go. Got to be good, strong,